Alright guys, welcome back to the KCCR. Now, the last two videos, Terra and Guild Wars, were pretty recent games in terms of overall accessibility to us of the United States in a sense. Guild Wars being the newest, Terra only really being new in terms of going free to play, and a lot of people started playing it since then that couldn't have because bitches be poor. Today, on the other hand, we're going to be going over a game that's fairly old. Well, you know, not dinosaur or anything, but fairly old. Star Trek Online. Now, before we get started, you'll notice I'm on your login screen, if you will. I am a free-to-play person in it. I don't care. You have, you'll notice you have new Federation character and new Klingon character. When you start Star Trek Online, you do not actually have access to the Klingon character. You have to have a Federation character. I believe you unlock Klingon once you get your Federation character, your Starfleet captain to 25, I believe. Okay, and you can only make one. So we're going to go ahead and click on the Klingon character. Now, this is the same. It's going to have the same customization options. It just allows you to be part of the Klingon Empire. And lastly, before we click on that, I feel it necessary to allow you to know that I am not a Star Trek fan. I didn't grow up in the Star Trek age. I grew up in the Star Wars age, so I like that more. But this is a interesting game, and I'm not going to be biased since it's character creation. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, initially when you click on create a character, be it Federation or be it Klingon, it doesn't matter, you're brought to your career. This is just the type of officer that you are. Tactical is a more combatant-based officer. You have more, you could easily say, offensive-based abilities. Ground combat to ship combat. Science, and I'm going to be honest, I don't necessarily remember which one of these is which, so for you guys out there, you can feel free to correct me. One of these two, I'm pretty sure it's engineering. I'm pretty sure it's engineering officer, is like a healer. They have other abilities, sure, but their main purpose in the party is essentially to heal. And science is like a buffer and or a shield, which it's a type of item you can equip that essentially gives you, you know, a fucking shield. Think Phantasy Star, okay? But there's a lot of abilities that are shared between all of these, so just this doesn't matter as much as it should. So you feel free, you'll click on it and it'll give you a general description. Yeah, so oh, I'm sorry, it was a science officer that was a healer, and the engineering that was the buffer, and the tactical officer. So we're just going to go ahead and click tack. Alright, the next thing you do, you're going to be... Let me just click back real quick. Yeah, alright. Next thing you're going to be is brought to your race selection. Now this is where this gets interesting for a character creation game. You could choose these preset races here. Gorn, Klingon, Letheon, I assume, not Nausicon, Orion, I don't know. But what really shines in this game is this right here, Alien. This is, in all the MMOs and all the single-player games I've ever played, possibly the coolest character creation aspect for a race yet. So we're gonna click that. Well, I guess I'll explain it a bit first. Alien, by choosing that, you are literally allowed to customize everything. And I do mean everything. It's not just creating a class. You are creating an entire species that, for all intents and purposes, is really only used by your starship captain. But it's cool to think that you're creating an entire species in a galaxy that already has a billion fucking species in it. It adds a whole lot of I don't know, for me it was a bit of immersion because I was able to create a race that was my own. Like, you can make it whatever the fuck you want, and I'll show you a bit of that in a second. So we're going to go ahead and click female for this, because why the hell not? Next, you're brought to your trait screen. You start with 4, but you can totally fucking disable these, okay? Click default, it'll show you. You go to customize trait, and you can, like, disable those. I'll do that real quick. And then you can choose 4 of any of this shit. Any of it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You've got accurate, which is like just a accuracy of space weapons, just an innat plus 10% accuracy. I suppose that. Yeah, space trait. So that means it affects your ship. If you go to ground trait, this means it affects your captain, and depending on what you have, it may or may not affect your crew, which you can also customize as fully as you can. Well, not as fully, about 90% of the way. You've got stuff like aggressive, astrophysicist, all of these things affect the ships and shit like that. I'm not going to go into what each stat means, but you can get a general idea. It's pretty cool. You've got basic stuff like an innat 3% crit chance, stuff like this, psionic damage resistance, peak health, toxic plus 10% maximum hit points. It's pretty fucking cool. Okay, so we're gonna just click these 4 right here to move on. Okay, you click next, and you're brought to the head option. Now you've got presets here, if you'll notice, but these don't really matter as much. So we're gonna go ahead and click advanced. Okay, this is where shit gets really cool here too. Alright, this is just the head, so keep this in mind. You've got the ability to do, yeah, you've got like humanoid, ridged, butt head, smooth nose, ridged. We click humanoid for now. So it's nice there. You've got a few head types, but then you've got like, well, I guess this is the head type. It really just affects the brow level there, but let's go ahead and click, I don't know, this. Skin type. Okay. Do a low. So we'll do that. Skin, you can only really have one skin, but it's not as simple as that. It's like, oh, I have to be a white guy. No, you can change your colors all over the fucking place here. I mean, there's a lot of room for editing here, how you want, and I've seen some pretty crazy characters. We're just gonna choose this because why not? Then you've got this. This is your overall pattern. This is, if you'll notice over here, you could say it's like tattoos, like that. Or any number of stuff here. We'll just click that, because why the fuck not? Then you've got this slider here, which makes it, I don't know what the fuck that's called in artsy terms. I used to, but I don't know. Mess with that. And you can also change the pattern color. So like you can have like a fucking oops. Let's see, a super dark pattern and a super white, well, yellow, I guess, whatever. That hair. It's yeah. You got base complexion, which is, well, everybody knows what a fucking complexion is, so I don't really gotta try to explain that. Okay. You've got forehead detail. Let's turn it to the side real quick. You get a general idea of what we're looking at. Okay, you've got a lot of stuff here that... One thing about Star Trek is a lot of the aliens look like humans. It's pretty much the same in Star Wars, and I get that. They're trying to give us, as humans, a sense of understanding of them, like any show that has angels, the angels will tell you, we took this form because it's easier for you to understand, type of shit. Let's just click that. Alright, you can also change this thing's color, and this here. So, I mean, you got a lot to work with. Nose. It's pattern and shit. I'll get into, once we get to the body, you'll see some more crazy stuff. But it's this scar? I don't, you can barely see it because there's so much on the face, but you get a lot of little face scars, like you can see that right there. It's alright, whatever. And you can change that, so you can change that thing's color, and you can also this density, if you will, of it. Yeah. You've got the ability to edit like where the scar is. Right here. How big it is. So now we've got put this right here and fucking move it. And we can rotate it. It's pretty cool. Eyes, you've only got a few options. This is like humanoid, slit, and reflective, and you can change the color of that shit too. So it's not a whole lot in the sense of eyes, but it's enough that it's pretty okay. Eyes are eyes, I mean, after all. Ears you have a ridiculous amount of. You got whatever the fuck that is. You got a lot of... Let's just do this. Yeah, show Elfie looking... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, you got a lot of options for ears. More than I can say I've honestly seen in any other fucking game, but... Okay, and then you've got your hairstyles, and you've got an asinine amount of this shit. If you need more time to look at the hairstyles, then you can... Like... I don't know, fucking pause the video or something. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's great. It's great. There's a lot of hairstyles, and I'm big on having a lot of hairstyles. I just am. Okay, mouth, eyebrows. I mean, shapes and stuff for eyebrows, and you've got some spiny things. So blood elf looking ass crap. Mouth accessories. These are like beards or gills and shit, depending on these will change depending on how you the options you choose up here, so it's too much to even try to go into in one video. The same for like eye attachments, but these are more like visors and shit like that. I don't remember if this is an option for the Federation characters, but like I said, just get a Federation character too. I believe it was 25. That's fucking easy to do. And then you got face attachments and shit, whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, this character is terrible. And you've got your typical adjustment stuff down here that you'll find in every other character creation. Decent one at that. So I'm not really gonna need to go into this head shape, depth, and all this stuff. This is your basic stuff: the angle of eyes and forehead and whatnot, lips, cheek. So we're gonna go ahead and go to next. It's the same here. You've got your body. You can choose one of whatever. So just choose, and then you go to advanced. Here's where it gets cool. If you notice here, you've got a height bar. You make a 7-foot tall female. You've got, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've got a lot of stances here, which are different, and a lot of these are shared with males. They're just different. Like, I mean, there's no feminine for male. Let's get this creature. Typical stuff here, but I mean, you got your breast slider, which bust size slider, because I know everybody's like that, but I do that because smaller breasts are adorable. Alright, stomach, you know, all this good stuff here. Like I said, this is your basic stuff, but it's a little more advanced because you've got like hand size and then finger length, so you can make some nasty, I don't know, let's fucking make a creature, because I fucking can. Alright, arm length, yeah, and, no, no. Alright, you've got your legs down here, leg length, hip size, uneven, feet thickness, leg bulk, make her look like fucking, I don't know, the witch or whatever. So this is your basic stuff, but you've got some stances. You've got a nice height slider that gives you a general in inches, which is necessary for us Americans because most of us are fucking stupid with foreign measurements and shit. The metric scale's just confusing. Alright, and don't give me that bullshit. Dude, it's not. No, when you're not raised with it, it's generally confusing because you're gonna default to what you're used to. Deal fucking with it. Alright, so, like I said, it's pretty basic stuff, but it's nice, and you can do a lot with it. I mean, that's vastly different than in anything I would be able to make in any other game already. So hit next. This is your outfit. This doesn't, I mean, you can choose right here. It doesn't matter. You get a lot of outfits in the game, and you can change them at any time, pay a little bit of in-game money. So we'll just hit advanced, because this is also fairly advanced. You'll notice if you hit category, you'll have like this, armor and whatnot. But zoom. Ugh. And you got like fur sleeves and shit like that. You got a lot of. We'll go ahead and click. No, I'll just click jacket. so you can see generally what I'm talking about. You can change it a little bit. You've got the full color thing over here, so you don't have to feel boggled down by. You can very easily make a ship captain that doesn't look like anybody else, and it may have a similarity like a hairstyle, but really you've got a lot to work with. You've got a badge. This will upgrade. You'll continuously unlock more badges for your outfit when you gain ranks. So, like right now, you have that because it's fucking. She's nubby. I mean, you can put gloves on. You can't change the color of the gloves, but you can change the color of the fucking badge. So it's pretty cool. Shoulder pads. You can do that. I mean, you've got you're gonna have two different types. So like, you want to do that, you fucking can. Alright, you got wrists. You know, fucking two different things. I don't know, man. There we go. It's not different. You've got a what is this? Back. Okay, yeah, so you got like a back set. And like I said, there's more in game and you'll unlock more, and you can also buy some from the cash shop. Obviously, they have a free-to-play model, so you can do that. You don't have to because you have a lot, but you can if you feel that there is something in there you would want. Now notice they don't have. They only have selectable what you can actually use when you begin creating a character. This is okay, but if I was to drop down this, there would be an asinine amount of outfits in here. And I mean, there's like 30 to 40 fucking things you can wear. That some you'll unlock via rank, some you have to buy, etc. And so it only shows what you can use, which is nice. It's nice. But I can understand how some would rather see what they can purchase outright. You've got, like I said, your belt and stuff. So you can change this and change all the colors. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty good. And you can do it for a low cost money. It's not like Guild Wars where you have to spend $1 bazillion on dye. No, you could just go pay like, I think it's like 500 credits or something like that to the NPC stylist, which is cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's like one mission's worth of shit. Yeah, so you can do a whole lot here. You can do a whole lot, mix and match, and you can feel good about it. And you unlock costume slots. I think I have like 4 on my character over there, so, and you can just swap into each costume you want whenever you want. So it's pretty straightforward. We'll hit next. This is where you enter your name and shit. Pretty self-explanatory. Fucking Gangler, Mick Gangler, and you also name your starship. Okay. I just hit random, because why the fuck not? I think it's cool you get to name your starship, and as you unlock different starships, you can name each one, as long as the name isn't taken, of course, but, I mean, just add like a fucking hyphen in there and you're good to go. This is your, you don't have to fill this out at all, but, I find this nice. You have your name, and then your formal name, depending on if you choose to use it or not, and I believe there's some options to turn it on and off. NPCs will refer to you as either or, like an admiral may call you by your last name. A random trashy alien might call you by this. You can put a biography if you're into that roleplay stuff. And you can choose how, last, first, middle, how you want it to be seen. So I mean, it's really, really interesting. We're gonna go back though. Like I said, it's pretty good stuff. We're gonna go back here, and no matter what you choose here, and no matter how you choose your traits, I'm gonna be honest with you. When it gets to trait choice, some of these are gonna matter more than others, depending on what you want to do. If you want to be really good, excuse me, that was rude. Really good at space combat, you're going to choose things that only affect space combat. But if you do that, you're gonna be underwhelming on the ground. And I'm gonna be real honest. The most difficulty I had was because, let me go ahead and back and double check and make sure. It doesn't show his stats. It's because I tried to balance. I gave myself like all ground abilities, and then when I got to space, I got my ass whooped. Yeah. But we'll sit right here for a second, and I'll go ahead and explain some stuff, so I don't have to go in game and do this. Now, well, there's a whole lot of customization for your captain right here, and I mean a whole lot. If you choose alien, you can actually edit your companions and your ship as well, which makes this one of the best character creations in the game if you consider a companion and a ship. And for all intents and purposes, in Star Trek Online, I'm going to have to say that a ship makes more of the captain than the captain himself. They're kind of one and the same. You can't be a captain without a ship. You can't really be a ship without a captain. You know what I mean. And your crew is necessary. You can choose if you just want to have engineer crews. As you do missions, you'll unlock crewmates. I believe it's random. Some are set, but you unlock some via missions or recruitments. It's complex, but you can edit them. So like, let's say one is a fucking this. You can go here and edit the traits of that. You'll have a few that you'll be locked out from simply because the race doesn't have it. See, or going to require traits like this. You have to have seductive for this, for example. So you're not locked, I guess is the word, but you're forced to have a certain thing. And then you can edit this, even though I picked a base race. It just means certain skin you can't change, and like you're set to that. So think of this as a companion. You can do all of this for your followers and your companions and your crew and whatnot. It's fucking sweet, to be honest. And it's the same for your ship, though obviously not as complex, but you can change from certain attachments and change its color. You can change the windows, which don't add anything other than an aesthetic feel that you yourself like in your ship, and rename it. And you unlock a new ship deed, and you get a free upgrade ship at every 10 levels, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, I believe. I think you may get one or two before, in between, but it's generally every 10 levels. And that about covers it. Let's see, I went over the hair, I went over the traits and the height and the companions and the ship. So I guess we'll go ahead and give you a rating. I rate Star Trek Online's character creation an 86 out of 100. It's certainly one of the best character creations I've seen. It certainly feels like you are your own captain in the realm of Star Trek. And as I said, from a non-Star Trek fan, I found that I enjoyed the game simply because I had so much freedom with the ability to customize my captain as well as my crew. I really feel like that added more to it for me. Had I not had that, maybe just had the option for my captain, I'd have been like, oh, okay, I enjoy this a little bit. But the fact that I could customize, like, all my crew members are female because, hey, I'm a pervert. But, I mean, that I could customize them the way I wanted to really felt good. It did. It added that level of immersion that was interesting. It really felt like I had a choice of who was my crew. Unlike, say, SWTOR, where every Sith sorcerer has fucking... Sith warrior has Malavi Quinn and all that shit, you know? So this really added a level of depth in character customization, creation, and progression that felt wonderful to me. Like I said, everybody, an 86 out of 100. Star Trek Online, it is free to play with premium options. If you find that you may or may not want to give it a look, by all means do so. It is an interesting game. You should have a lot of fun in the character creation. As you progress in levels, you'll unlock more for them. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, out.